have a very, very interesting question we'd like to explore today on the Fatboy Show, which is, now that you are a grown-up, maybe even a parent, where do you feel your parents could have done better in raising you, in hindsight? Now, this isn't to say that, your parents are horrible, but I'm sure they tried their best. But I'm sure there are ways they could have done even better. And what would those things have been? That's if it's even okay to ask that question. Or should we just be quiet and accept whatever it is they did for our lives and treat that as the ultimate sacrifice and to not ask any further questions?
No, by asking questions, it's no disrespect to our parents, because in most cases they did what they had to do with the resources and the knowledge they had at their disposal. But that doesn't mean that they were perfect. And maybe if we realize where they went wrong or the things they didn't do or didn't do right, maybe that also helps us to become better parents.
Well, I think that's important because in understanding where your parents may have failed, you can then be an even better parent for your children. Although it's funny because typically when someone thinks of things their parents didn't do, it'll be usually along the lines of certain things they were not given, or maybe time not spent together.
But time not spent together is a huge thing, Fatboy.
But what I'm saying is a lot of people have a need to overcompensate, so they end up spoiling their children.
Oh, yes.
You know? So like if maybe you felt like your father didn't buy you shoes when you wanted, or didn't buy you the latest toys or dolls or clothes. So now that when you have a child, you're like, okay, I will be an even better parent. And so you give them everything.
We need to...
And in so doing, spoil your child.
Yeah, we need to recognize the things our parents didn't give to us and why not. Because, for instance, I am a single parent. And for me, the things that matter most in terms of giving children is a good education. So I may take my children to a good school, but I may not be able to buy them the latest PS5. And if they grow up and feel like because I didn't buy them PlayStations, then I was a bad parent, maybe they're stupid.
Well, given that you have 3 kids,
yeah,
and they're growing up fast, I'm sure they have. They always tell you all the things they want.
Yes.
So what do you normally do? Do you say yes to everything?
No. And anyone who knows me know that I don't spoil my children in terms of, I have to overcompensate. Because, by the way, before I answer you, there is also another problem when you're a single parent and you're the available parent. In most cases, you want to overcompensate for the parent that is not around. So you're going to do too much. And in most cases, especially for us single moms, we end up spoiling the children. They have bad manners. They can't be talked to. No, because, leave my child alone. They have gone through so much. And I understand they miss the other parent, but you do not get to spoil your child, because spoil them and you're going to be the one paying their bill at some point.
Hey.
Yes.
Really?
As in, if you do not train your child well, the world will train them. And if the world trains your child for you, in most cases, it's not going to be good.
Okay. Well...
But answering your question, I do not spoil my children. If I can't afford it, I will tell you, baby, I understand you love this, but mommy can't afford that right now.
Okay, well, my problem is worse because mine is that I have a daughter, so I don't even know.
You're overcompensating for the years she didn't come around.
There's that. And secondly, being a girl, I might just default to doing everything she says because I don't know any better.
No, actually, you know my sentiments when it comes to daddies and daughters. My belief is that as a father, do as much as you can to take care of your child, because you are her first love. You are her first experience with men. And if you show her that she's enough, and if you give her everything, of course, everything doesn't mean even when she doesn't deserve it. There has to be a point when you're like, okay, baby girl Suhana, this is the deal. For you to get this is what you're going to do. Up your grades. Depends on your standards, okay? So that they know that they kind of earned it. It didn't just come on a silver platter. But your child, let's say if you're an academic, you want them to up their grades and they're always flunking their papers and you're buying them the next gift. No, you don't do that. You're supposed to withhold some stuff at some point.
Okay, well, yeah. I do have a lot to learn and I hope I don't get it wrong.
No, you won't.
I pledge to do my best.
You will do your best. I actually don't see you having a spoilt brat. She will be pampered, which is okay. She will be a spoiled girl. By spoiled, I don't mean spoiled in terms of she has everything she needs. That makes her life comfortable. You're not going to leave her to want for things you can afford to give her, things that are essential. But some things you're going to withhold. But then answering the main question, where do I feel like my parents should have done better? I think, especially my father, he should have given me more time, talked to me more, have cultivated.
About what? You turned out okay.
I am okay, but not many people are. And deep down, who knows? Maybe I've made so many bad relationship decisions because my dad, who was supposed to be my first love, wasn't as dedicated to playing that role as he should have. Because that matters.
Yeah, I hear people talk about daddy issues, and I don't know if it works in both ways. Because on one hand, if you are deprived of a father, you will gravitate towards men who can fill that role. Right?
And yes.
So
and that's not okay, because a guy wants a woman he can love, and they are maybe not equals, but they're in a good atmosphere where she doesn't have to treat him like her father.
But where it's not clear to me is there is also the case of if a girl is used to not having a father present, it means then she will also be attracted to men who are not present. Always. So which is it? Will she be looking for a father in her boyfriend, or will she gravitate towards men who are distant and absent?
A little of both. And she will.
How does that work? Because they seem like opposite ends of the spectrum.
No, most times the guy that first of all, the guy that shows you the least bit of attention, you're going to gravitate towards them because finally someone is paying attention to you. And that attention was supposed to come from your father first. And then some of them will be gravitating towards older men that probably represent what the father should have been.
Okay. Well, it's a tough one,
it's a
for
tough
sure.
One. Yeah.
And I know, there are so many ways of looking at it. But let's try and keep the conversation going.
First, tell us, what should your parents have done? You're getting out of this one.
Well, I'm not a very judgmental person.
I'm not being judgmental.
I would say that I'm quite happy with everything that was done for me. Now, in the case of my father, who is now not here, I feel like I would have liked to get to know him more and related to him more personally. But I guess I understand that maybe he just had his own style, and I have tremendous amount of respect for him. And I don't know if people appreciate this, but if you talk to people who have tremendous respect for their fathers, typically it is fathers who sort of led by example. If your father lived a highly accomplished life and did a lot of things, he need not have even been so present in your life. No. But you'll just be able to look at this father and be like, wow, what an awesome guy. And to me, I view him as that, as a little bit of a superhero.
Maybe in your case, your father achieved so much on a personal level, but also maybe tried to be a present father. Of course, you cannot be perfect. You can't have it all. Shonda Rhimes said, there is nothing like you have it all. If you're an award-winning scriptwriter, then maybe you're missing your child's ballet class. If you are a present mother, maybe you're missing a meeting at work. So you can never have it all, and probably that was your father. But then there are people who have high achieving fathers, and they are like, apart from the fact that he maybe paid for our education, I don't know my father. He was never there. And actually, I don't know if you've realized, but many kids from rich families or from families where the father was career-oriented or business-oriented, he's always on the next flight to some place, most times actually frown upon their parents because they're like, he was never there. He just threw money at me, threw money at problems, but I never got to have that father son.
Isn't that better than having a father who has too much time to be with you and no money?
Let me tell you, you may not have enough
because
money.
Because that kind of a father is he tends to be an abusive father who is usually at home drunk.
Okay, I think you've gone to the extreme.
But you get what I'm saying. He's frustrated due to his life's failures.
Yes.
And so he will take this out on his children by bullying them and abusing them.
Okay, there is that extreme broke father, but then there is one who lies in between. He doesn't have much, but he can afford a decent meal. You don't have everything life can offer, but then he's there. It's balanced. You can go to school. You may not go to Acon's International School, but you were able to go to a decent school, and you still can look back and be like, I had a father in my life. I think we need to just try and balance. It's
Okay.
not easy. It's not easy at all, but we do our best.
And we should continue to do our best.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll continue to do our best to keep you entertained with these interesting conversations and, of course, amazing music. Keep listening to your number one station, RX Radio. This is The Fatboy Show.